What's going on, everybody? Benji Kaiser today, talking about the Fujifilm X-T2, and today I'm going to talk about 3 things that ruined the Fujifilm X-T2 for me. Now, if you've yet to subscribe to the channel, I highly recommend doing so. I put out daily videos in the graphic design industry, helping you out with tech, tools, and tips. And specifically, we're talking about camera gear today in the Fujifilm X-T2. Now, before we jump into the 3 things that ruined this camera for me, I'm gonna say this is a fantastic camera. The image quality is insane. The photos are extremely crisp. The color quality on Fujifilm cameras is beyond measure. I'm actually filming this on a Fujifilm X-E1, and so I have nothing to complain about for the image quality and for the experience that you have when using the camera. I mean, the ergonomics on this camera are insane. I have all my features, all my buttons right on top of the camera, which I really like. And so there's so many great things about this camera. But there's a few things about this camera that ruined it for me personally. And if you're like me, and as we're walking through this video, you think, yeah, those are the same problems that I find I will be running into, then I will recommend a camera at the middle to end of this video that I think would be a great camera for you. And so hang around for that reveal, and let's just talk through the 3 things right now. So the first thing is battery life. The battery life is just simply awful on this camera. I use this camera for a lot of YouTube videos, and what I like about it is the autofocus and the 4K footage. But the problem is the battery life is absolutely terrible. So let me just give you an example. I film the YouTube videos in batch quantities. So over the weekend, I will film anywhere from 5 to 7 videos. Now, with those 5 to 7 videos, I will burn through 2 to 3 batteries with this camera in about 2.5 to 3 hours. That is terrible. Like, this, one battery should last that long. Now, I'm filming 4K video, and I'm doing that for that amount of time, but I just don't feel like you should run out of battery that quick. I mean, Elon Musk runs a car off of batteries, you know, like, but, I mean, obviously, okay, yeah, they're probably like way more higher in technology, but still, Fuji, what are you doing? They say you can add a battery grip, but that gives you like normal battery life. I want like beyond unbelievable battery life if I'm using a battery clip. So that is my one thing that ruined. All right, so the number 2 thing that ruined this camera for me is the overheating issue. Now, unless you're filming in like a refrigerator or a freezer, this camera overheats during 4K footage. And so if you're gonna be running a YouTube channel, if you're gonna be a videographer, running any clips longer than like a minute to 2 minutes, this camera overheats, and it's a no-go. And that puts me into point number 3, and that is the camera shuts down. And the issue with that is that I'm filming long-form content anywhere from 10 to 17 minutes per video, and that takes me about that amount of time or longer to film the video before I clip it down and edit it in Premiere Pro. And I found that I'm filming my videos, I'm going through, and all of a sudden, unknowingly to me, the camera starts overheating, and then it shuts down in the middle of my video. So then when I go around and to stop my video, because this doesn't have a rear-facing camera, that's another thing, but that's an issue that is totally doable. But it doesn't have a rear-facing camera, so I don't know the camera shut down. And so I walk around to check out my footage, and it shut off 7-10 minutes ago, because the camera starts overheating within about 5 to 7 minutes. And so that is a huge issue for me as a YouTuber, as somebody filming longer form content. Now, if you're somebody filming a video that just needs little quick clips and you're a videographer that kind of ties a bunch of things together, then that's fine. But for me, this just doesn't work. All right, now the camera that I would recommend is the Panasonic GH5. This camera can shoot unlimited footage, so it never stops. You can literally just change out memory cards and just keep rolling. It doesn't overheat. They built this camera to be extremely efficient with 4K footage. The only complaint is the autofocus, but that's been resolved. Not 100%, but they've been improving that with firmware updates over the past year or so. So the Panasonic GH5, if you're like me running YouTube videos, running long form content, is gonna be the camera for you. So that'd be my recommendation. But those are the 3 things that ruined the Fujifilm X-T2 for me. I'm curious, what are your thoughts on the Fujifilm? I'm Benji Kaiser of BenjiKaiser.com. Again, if you've yet to subscribe to the channel, if you've yet to hop on the email list, head down on the links below. I highly recommend doing that. and I will see you here on the next episode.